Lissette.
With a show of hand, who is glad that we survived this class? Public speaking has never been my cup of tea. This class has helped me overcome my fear of public speaking. In these 10 weeks, I have watched my confidence grow tremendously. I don't fear coming up to this podium anymore. I still get nervous, but as soon as I start talking, it goes away. With the time that we have together, I want to talk to you about my favorite and least favorite speech, the time management workshop that I attended for the Life Community Speech, and some humor. I enjoyed every speech that I presented. I learned different methods of improving from each speech. Anything from the speech being too short, too many ums or uhs, or not having enough eye contact, which I still need to work on, but I will eventually get to that. I would have to say my past live community speech and speech number 6 were my favorite. On my speech I did it on September 11th on the attacks, on the Twin Tower attacks. And here is a picture of President Bush. Mainly, on my past live speeches, I did an article about President George Bush on how he reacted to the horrible tragedy of September 11th. I like the way that he worded his sympathy to the families affected by the terrorist attacks. I know that we will always remember September 11th as a fixed point in our history. My paired speech for which I didn't have a partner was definitely my favorite. I originally had a partner from the ESL program here at Clover Park, but due to work opportunities, he had to leave, which was totally understandable, but I do wish him the best. But I was left without a partner, so I had to ask a friend who I recently met that attends the ESL program in South Puget Sound Community College in Olympia. I had such a good time hearing about her life in El Salvador and all the research that I did on her country. It is such a beautiful place to go visit. But frankly, I would not recommend it. Right now, El Salvador is a very dangerous place to go. There's just so much violence. Too many people and innocent kids are getting killed by the gangs. It's such a small little country and it has twice as much killings as Mexico. I really enjoyed listening to everybody's paired speeches. It gave me a glimpse of different cultures around the world, which was very nice. Even though Sandra and Carl set the bar very high, you guys did excellent. I was able to accomplish my goal of telling Dora's life. Everybody did a great job on that speech. I would have to say that my least favorite speech was why you should hire me. It wasn't the topic that bothered me or anything like that. It was my lack of not preparing for my speech. I got confused. I thought it was on a different day the following week, but it was the day that I came in and I had nothing. So while I was sitting down at the table, I was writing down my speech, and I prepared it for like maybe half of it. As soon as I ran out of words, I couldn't even speak. I went totally blank. It just flowed and everything, but I let myself down big time, but what can I say? Lesson learned. So every time I had an upcoming speech, I checked it twice to make sure I had the correct date of presenting. Also, time was the hardest hurdle to overcome this quarter. I bet everybody had that same problem. What I've had problems with is trying to fit everything into my schedule, school, work, and family, and trying to have fun. I have been doing very well this month on not being late to my classes. What is so funny to me is I'm always 10 minutes early to work, but I cannot seem to be early to my classes. If you ask my boss, she will say that I have the perfect attendance and I'm not ever late. If I'm late, I always call and I plan ahead. So when I heard about the time management workshop that was by Chandra, a counselor here at school, I knew that it would be a great opportunity to take advantage of. It would count as a live community speech, and it would give me great tips on how to use my time efficiently. I have been using some of the tips that Chandra has given me. For example, I used to just in the mornings get up and put all my kids' clothes together and then go into the kitchen and see what I'm going to give them for breakfast. So now I lay out their clothes the night before, and then I plan a menu on Sundays to make sure I know what I'm going to give them for breakfast and dinner. That way I'm not just wasting time. So that has helped me a lot. It saved me a lot of time in the mornings. And some of my humor that I want to share with you guys. My boss, she loves to drink soda, and we work right next to a gas station. So every day she will take 2 to 3 trips down to the gas station to buy these big cups of soda. And so one day I walked into work really early, and I saw one of the owner punching a hole, like the hole punchers, punching a hole into the straw of her soda. And I was like, what are you doing? He's like, just watch. And I was like, oh my gosh. And so I'm really hard to keep a straight face. I cannot lie. So the director came in, grabbed her soda, and started drinking. But she couldn't, because when it has a hole, it won't come up. But then she tried drinking more and more. And she just had this confused look on her face that I just had to start laughing. I just thought it was horrible. But now she will, every time she walks into the office to get a sip of her soda, she will check her straw. So I'm like, poor girl. And then I have another story. My mom has the habit of always taking my son's diaper off, and she forgets to tell me every time, either me or her dad, or his dad. And so this weekend, it was Sunday, Cesar was walking all bow-legged, and his dad was wondering, what's wrong with you? And Cesar, my son, he's like, I'm poo-poo. And I'm like, that's what he says when he's poopy. And Cesar's dad was like, oh, are you serious? He won't change poopy diapers. And then if he doesn't have a diaper on, that's just even more horrible. Yeah. But he checked him, and he wasn't poopy, thank God. He had just peed. And so Cesar and his dad were just, were walking from the kitchen to my room to get a diaper on him. And then Cesar's dad stepped on a big puddle, and it was a pee. And I just started laughing because he soaked his sock. And while I walked in, I saw him hopping on one foot and holding Cesar, and Cesar was screaming, beep, 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 beep. And I just thought it was the funniest thing. So I couldn't help it, but just even laugh, even though Cesar's dad didn't think it was that funny. And I want to show you my portfolio. It's very colorful, you guys. I love color, if you haven't noticed. I want to show you a picture of Cesar, and then Cesar and Julian, which is my oldest. That was for my significant individual speech. And then my number 6 speech, which was my favorite, I had done a PowerPoint slide on El Salvador. I like the colors of the flag that they have there. Sorry. And I'm going to show you guys the PowerPoint slide, why you should hire me, that I wasn't able to present because I didn't have it on my thumb drive. It was on my laptop. Why you should hire me. I kind of copied the way that Mr. Venditti showed us for the PowerPoint slide that he showed us. That was my leadership skills, and I'm dependable. And then my leadership skills with my customer service skills, and plus dependable equals me. So I had lots of fun putting my portfolio together. It took me, I think, 3 trips to Michael's to try to get all my colored paper the way that I wanted to, and then my